Hi, continuing on from the tour of this greenhouse, I've given Gingy some food, so he's happy. I've also closed the door so he can't come in while I'm just finishing off here. So excuse me just as I squeeze past. I think I ended on this plant here, or group of plants, Coreopsis peculiaris. Along here we have trays of baby's toes, Fenestraria, Aurantiaco and Rhopalophylla. Aurantiaco's got yellow flowers and Rhopalophylla's got white. There's nothing out yet, so can't see what the flowers are like. But that's what they are, baby's toes. In nature they grow virtually underground with just the tops showing. If you look at the top, they're like a window, they're a window top. What I mean? And it is just that top which is exposed to the very strong sunlight. So the rays are filtered by that top as it goes down to the other chlorophyll. Plants in these trays are a mixed batch. One at the front there, if I can get a good picture of it, I'm stretching out, is Cerat lames, the wax plant. Cerat means wax. Cerat lames. The stem is sort of looks as if it's covered in wax. You've got a Gibbaeum pubescens or Shandii, I think that's pubescens. Shandii is similar but a little bit bigger. Gibbaeum geminum, meaning the twin, referring to I think the two sets of leaves, or the two leaves. Gibbaeum geminum. There's another Shandii pubescens type there. Coming back, we've got Argita petrens. Argita meaning silver. Argita petrens. In front of that we have another Gibbaeum, looking similar to the other ones. They're probably the same batch. When I grow them from seeds I tend to keep more than one plant, and that looks like a Shandii. Notice how the leaves look like a shark's mouth, or the underneath, the so-called aneophyllae, the shark's effect. It looks like the underside of a shark. Doesn't happen on all of the Gibbaeums, but it does on some. A large clump of a Pelospelus species. Another Pelospelus species. This one looks like Pelospelus bolus, who is named after Louise Bolus, who I mentioned earlier. Coming back, this is Gibbaeum cryptopodium. Crypta meaning hidden. These are nice plants, I like them. There's Cryptopodium and Pilosulum. They're very, very similar. Some nice coloured plants of Titanopsis. They always colour up well. It's Titanopsis lodowicii. This there is a cultivar of Pelospelus nelli, but as you can see the colour is very reddish. It's the reddish form. Not particularly easy, I don't think, but nevertheless each year it produces a flower. This time it sets seed. I might even try to grow the seed and see what happens. As I've only got one of these, the seed will probably not be completely pure. It's obviously crossed with another plant. I try not to grow hybrids. I prefer to stick to the true species. I mentioned earlier about fenestrarias, and there's another one here, shows the window perhaps more clearly. See what I mean? It's like a translucent window. That's fenestraria. The name fenestraria means of windows. Fenes, window. Another group of Gibbaeum. These, there's hardly any difference in the leaf pair lengths. Virtually the same. This is Gibbaeum Brownii, named for N.E. Brown, who was a botanist working at Kew many years ago, and he specialised in the Mesem family. He also sorted out a lot of genera. Coming up, we've got Gibbaeum album. This is variety Roseum. As you can see, the flower is going to be pink roseum. It's normally white, but in the variety Roseum, the flower is rosy coloured or pink. Next to that, we've got an Ananthus. Going across and fighting our way across, we've got some plants which look dead, but they're not dead, they're in rest. Those are Monilaria. Monil, string of pearls. It means like a string of pearls, and refers to the lengthening of the bodies. They've got little nodules, and each nodule is a year's growth. Monilaria. Don't look particularly beautiful when in rest, but there we are, they're in rest. Another Pleistopelus, a Titanopsis behind that. There's another Monilaria. We've also got a dwarf species. This is a Tanquana species, which was a genus broken off from Pleistopelus. Tanquana. The second name slipped me by at the moment. I'm stretching across, so if I don't get it in good pictures of it, it's the fact I can't get to it. There's a pen of seedling Gibbaeum heathii, and also, I don't know whether it'll pick it up, it might do, they've set seed and their little seedlings are growing amongst the main plants. They're those little pink blobs, little pink seedlings of Gibbaeum heathii. In front of that we've got a large tray of lithops. Beyond that is a tray of silver skins, Aгароderma. Another tray of Coreopsis peculiaris, which is at rest. And above that, and further on, another large tray of Lithops species. And right at the back, a few more, which I may be able to take a picture of when we get a bit closer to them. Now, the plants you can see on this table are plants which I've propagated, and they're going to be for a local boot sale when I get round to doing one. They're mainly cuttings that have rooted, and we've got them going. It looks like they need another drink. In here it does get rather warm. The longleaf plants are Sansevierias. or mother-in-law's tongues. This is the normal one you would see. Sansevieria trifasciata, and the variety at the back is Aurenti with the yellow stripes. These yellow stripes is actually a chimera, like two plants in one. If you take a cutting of these, often than not, if you take a leaf cutting, often than not it reverts back to the normal trifasciata. So that one is Trifasciata forma Laurentii, which is a chimera. This goes back to the history of the chimeran animal. I think it was made up of 3 parts, if I remember rightly. In that pot down below we have Sansevieria. It's possibly cylindrica or that group. Another variegated form. These are nice house plants as well, but they do need a bit of warmth in winter time. If you don't give them warm, they turn their toes up and die, which is a great pity. Here's a few plants of Klania articulata, or the candle plant. You've seen these before in one of the other greenhouses. Now while I'm at this end, we're just finishing off with a few more plants. Once again, another plant of Herianthus, a Conophytum Conophytum. Another tray of Coleopsis peculiaris. Next to that, at rest, is Philobolus. Once again, the bolus name. Philo plant leaf, Philobolus resurgens, referring to the fact that when it's in growth it resurges and comes into life. Philobolus resurgens, now been renamed Sphelmanthus. Great pity, but there we are. I've got no control over that. The botanists finding their wisdom to change the name. That's exactly what they do. Anyhow, once again, thanks for watching. As I just noticed the time up there is getting on. Sorry about Gingy breaking this into 2 halves. Probably a good idea, because I think the other one would have been, if it was just one video, it would have been too long. So, once again, thanks for looking, watching, and I'm going to go and have a nice cup of tea. I think I deserve it. Thank you again. Any comments please make, and thank you again.